I talk so much about love and self-love on my channel because that is something that has been my biggest thing in life. I've spent so much of my time craving love and wanting to be loved by somebody outside of me that it has caused so much pain and suffering that honestly shouldn't even have been the case. I know that everything happens for a reason, and I know that the reason that I had to go through it was to learn more self love and more self compassion. But at the end of the day, it doesn't beat the fact that you have such a big heart and you get done wrong. That was always my perspective of things that I'm just going to try harder next time, that I'm going to love the next person even harder than I've ever loved before. And I'm learning the lessons in these relationships of how to be a better person. But the thing was, I was learning how to be a better person outside of myself, if that makes sense. I was learning how to be a better person for somebody else, but actually wasn't being a better person to myself and for myself. I was really, really, really attached to how somebody perceived me in a relationship, how somebody perceived me in a friendship. All of these people, I wanted them to accept me fully, but I didn't accept myself fully. So subconsciously, I was always putting out the vibration of I was not being accepted fully. So of course within that has really caused me to over time deplete myself and drain myself and feel even more unworthy because I was putting out a lot more energy than I was getting back. This is at no fault of these people because they were only doing what I was subconsciously telling them to do. They were only doing what they were put in my life to do, and that was to hurt me enough to get it. I remember somebody told me that, like, I had to hurt you this bad to get it. That I sat with that and I knew that that was nothing but God telling me that I had to hurt you this much so you can get it. But I still didn't learn my lesson and I still did things out of the fear and the lack of love that I thought it was. And now as I look out this window today, I see so much love with just how the blue sky and the clouds are together and I just see love. But how am I cultivating practices to actually feel love inside of me? Because that is the thing that's really going to make the biggest difference. The biggest difference is going to be when you sit with yourself and you're able to be there in stillness, in silence, and say that no matter what outcome I may have in life, I have me and I love that I have me. I love me fully. I love me unconditionally. That was something that was big for me because I don't know if I was truly loving people unconditionally or I was loving people just so they can love me. So that meant that I would do whatever it took. So I wasn't truly loving them unconditionally. I loved them under the conditions that they will love me back. To love somebody unconditionally is to also love yourself unconditionally. And I didn't have that. And I'm learning that now. I'm learning all that it takes to be love, be the epitome of God's love. And God's love is so divine and so magnetic and so embracing and warm and cozy and bright. And I am learning what that means, and that means showing up for myself daily. There are some days where it's more difficult. And some days I sit and I ponder upon and I just wonder like, dang, why did I have to go through so much? When will it be my turn that I get to experience true, authentic love? Love that is so just radiant. And I had to remember that you have that right now. You have the ability to tap into it. And I know that we want it so bad outside of ourselves, but I promise you, once you start doing everything that it means to love yourself, you will start to feel love like it is coming from someone else. It will feel even more aligned and even more spiritual and amazing because you get to tap into that daily. And you will learn that you never needed anybody else to love you because you loved you and you loved you the most. I started doing practices where I'm going to make sure I move my body, I stretch my body, I make sure that I nourish my body with things. And we say these things, but we don't actually implement them. Or we start and then we stop. Don't go into this trying to be an aesthetic, because I did. I went in there trying to be this person who, oh my gosh, I love the art of, these people who they get up early and they meditate and they do all of these things, but that was an aesthetic. It wasn't me taking on a new identity that incorporated what it truly meant to love myself fully. To know that I was worthy, to know that you're worthy, you have to let go of a lot of things. So I started by making sure that I knew that it was okay to release. What is meant for me will always come back to me, and I don't have to force it to stay. If you force something to stay, you're not loving that thing unconditionally. You're not loving that person unconditionally because you're not giving them the space to be entirely who they truly are, because they want to expand and they want to leave. And that doesn't mean that you're not a good person. It doesn't mean that you're not amazing, that you're not beautiful, that you're not enough. It just means that this time and this experience with this person has ended. And it's time for you to make a new memory with someone else. Detaching allows you to make connections and not attachments. It allows you to love somebody unconditionally and release them when need be. There is somebody here who wants you always and forever. And you are with that person always. Always. There is somebody here who is going to always be there if you allow them to. And that person is you. And you get to experience you in totality. The not so light and loving and the most beautiful, radiant thing that there is out there. And you get to experience every part of you and love it. Love every part of you. Where people have told you that part of you I don't like. And that's a red flag. You get to love your red flags, and you get to see your red flags and to grow from that red flag and get to apply other things to help you to turn those red flags into green flags. And you may not in this lifetime turn every red flag into a green flag, but you have the ability to. You have the ability to change every single day, every single second. And you get to do that with the person who is going to love you the most. But you have to know that you are already enough. No outside source can give you that love that you so desperately need and you want. Nothing outside of yourself can give you that. And God is not outside of you. God is within you. So you can tap into God's heart. Literally within you. Sit in the meditation. And when I started to truly get back to me, who God had already assigned me to be, who God ordained me to be, who God said, this is who you are. And I started to shed away my ego and what my ego told me, that people are just bad people, and people like that person, they did that to you and they was a bad person. And it was just like, no. They showed up exactly how they were supposed to show up. And because they showed up exactly how they were supposed to show up, you get the opportunity to be the best version of yourself. Think about that. Had that darkness not come, you wouldn't be right here wanting to be better. Not a lot of people can say that. So give yourself grace for that. Give yourself the love and the kindness and the support. Show up for yourself how you always wanted somebody else to show up for you. Listen to what you want to do. Listen to what you feel deep down in your heart. All the things that people told you that you couldn't do, you have the opportunity to do it because you have the say so. Other people's opinions don't matter. And I know it feels like it does. I know it feels so heavy, like their words are right there and then you're internalizing that and it feels like that is you, but it's not. That was somebody else's opinion, probably a projection of how they felt about themselves. So you can't internalize that as yours. You can't internalize that as that is your issue, because it's not. Your issue is to deal with you daily, and from healing you get to heal other people in that process. The vibrations that you emit when you heal yourself, when you start to truly love yourself, when you start to truly trust yourself and stop abandoning yourself, the vibration starts to emit this strong high frequency. And then you get to truly experience the abundance in life. And the abundance is not money. The abundance is everything that life truly is. The stars, the sky, the moon, the waters, the trees. You get to access that not only within you, but outside of you. And that is true love. Seeing you reflected in another physical being. Yeah, that's wonderful. But right now, let's see you reflected back in nature. Get back to that. Get back to going into nature and seeing that you come from that. You come from that, and nature is always growing, and it's dark and it's beautiful and it's light and sometimes it's just scary, but at the end of the day, you come from that. And so if you come from that, you know that you are never alone because you always are surrounded by you. You're always surrounded by connection and union and love. I started to really get up and show up for myself. So that means I can't give 1,000% to everybody else and give 0 to myself. I have to wake up every day with the mission of how can I be a better me? And that means that I have to do what it is that I truly love to do. But to get to that state, I had to go back and debunk the myths. It's not an easy process, and I'm still doing it. Some days I wake up and I just feel so heavy with this burden of, man, a lot of stuff has happened to me in life. Will I ever get over it? And then I have to remember, right now, you are already over it. That happened in the past, so you are already over it. Your brain is trying to keep you in that cycle, but you are already over it. You already went through it. It's already done. It's already done with. It's in the past. You can let it go if you truly want to. Every day, just tell yourself when you first wake up is, I just let it go. And every night before you go to sleep, just tell yourself, I just let it go. And if you do this each and every day and you never miss a day, you don't have to start with these meditations, or you don't have to start with let me have the 5 a.m. morning routine of a 6-figure YouTube, whatever it is. You don't have to start there. Start with saying, I'm going to wake up every day and be intentional about what I speak over myself. Before the noise, before anything starts to eat at me, before I start to eat at myself, I'm going to tell myself that I just let it go. And I'm going to allow myself to be here for the experience and to get everything that I came here to get. Be thankful for the past experience because they made you this version of yourself. This beautiful version of you, you may not see it, but it's there. This beautiful version of you happened because of the past. And I know that may be difficult, and I know you may have went through a lot. But that version of you needed to exist to get you to the best version of yourself. So let that past go because that is not who you are. And you get to watch and you get to cry. But then you get to turn that movie off when the credits end and go about your day. Because that's all it is you just watching the movie. You don't have to keep rewatching it. You know how it is. You know how it ends. You know. But now you get to start making a new movie. And it doesn't have to come with all of the heartache from the past. Make it beautiful. Make it loving. And just really, really, really start showing up for yourself. Little by little. Don't worry about what people out here say. Even what I'm saying right now. Don't even worry about how it has to be done. Look inside yourself and let yourself speak. Because when you fixate too much on like how I have to show up, how does it have to be, at what time am I supposed to be healed, what time I need to get up and meditate, just work every day on just letting go. I started to incorporate letting go with getting a new phone number or changing my work schedule to show me little ways that I can let go of something I think I'm attached to. I thought I was attached to my phone number, and I just woke up one day and said, I'm willing to let it go. That means that I'm starting over, and I get the chance to do that. You do too. So I'll see y'all in the next video. Remember, just surrender and let it go, and watch everything else in life flow to you. I love you. Continue to be love and light. All right, bye.